Hey everyone, happy summer! Before we get started with this week's episode, I want to make sure that you, all my listeners, know that I am gathering a small group of coaches to work with you privately this summer. So if you are ready to reset your business or jumpstart your business, and you would like a little bit of TLC, a little bit of hand holding on nailing your messaging, on getting the clear offer that you will have with your price point, and making that client enrollment easier, and finally creating and finalizing your signature coaching program. This is perfect for you. So I am enrolling by application only. Please email team@mollyclaire.com with the subject summer group, and you can request information and we will get the application over to you. We will also include it here in the show notes. I am really excited to work with a small group of coaches this summer. I love the personal touch of working together, helping you to move through where you're stuck, where the confusion is, and help you to finally feel clear and confident in what your message is so that you can explain to people why they should hire you. All right, can't wait to see your applications, and let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Welcome to Life Mastered, the podcast, where high achievers and ambitious souls come for the kind of support that fuels both inner growth and outer strength. This is your space for real tools and deep truths, for meeting life's greatest challenges with grace, resilience, and self-connection, and also expanding into your next level of purpose. I'm Molly Claire, your host, master coach, mentor, and guide, because life mastery is not about checking boxes. It's about how you meet yourself in every moment along the way. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode. I am so excited to share with you Dr. Kathleen Kelley, who is here to talk about how we create what we want. How do we direct our intentions? How do we have that thing or achieve that goal in our life, even when we're maybe not sure how to do it or we have those doubts? This is a little bit about what we're going to be talking about, and it's going to be a fantastic conversation. So, welcome to the podcast, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Dr. Kelley, Kathleen, what should I
Kath, I
call
go
you?
by Kathleen. Yeah.
Kathleen, we'll go with Kathleen. So, a little bit about Kathleen's credentials. Kathleen, or Dr. Kelley, is a professor of physical therapy at Quinnipiac University. She has taught neurologic rehabilitation, balance falls, and vestibular dysfunction. She is currently teaching both gross anatomy and neuroanatomy. She received her Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy, her Master's of Science in Neurology, and also has a doctorate in education from the University of Sarasota. And also, we'll just keep piling this on. And what's so fun is that in a minute, she's going to share with you how she's using all of this in her coaching business. But she's also a board certified neurological clinical specialist, certified yoga and meditation teacher, and of course, a life coach. So you're going to learn so much from this. I already just having our little conversation before we started recording made me really, really excited about what you're all going to hear. So, Kathleen, tell my listeners a little bit about what you're doing now specifically in how you bring all of this education and experience into your coaching practice.
Well, I think there's two big categories. One is really what I learned at the life coach school, teaching people about how your thoughts affect your feelings and that you can have control over your thoughts and of teaching people models, all the things.
Mhm.
But I coach people who are either busy clinicians or clinicians who became managers and they're even more busy. And the thing that comes up often is there's uncertainty in the workday all the time, and there's constant input, constantly people asking you, the doctor needs to talk to you, the patient's on the phone, your other patient is ready to go, the front desk person needs you for a minute, always being bombarded. So, one of the things that I've developed is just a big bag of tools of regulation techniques that can be used on the fly. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have time to sit on my meditation cushion. I couldn't go for my run this morning. Too bad. I have something that you can do while you're washing your hands in the bathroom. Let's go. So
Mm-hmm.
my goal is to always give back to you the control of the regulation of your nervous system. When people
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm anxious, I'm stressed out, I'm so stressed out at work, I want you to feel in control of your own nervous system. And yes, the bigger things help. Going for a run, if that's your thing, I don't know why I will drive you, but if that's your thing, that's helping you 100%. That's helping you. Sleeping 8 hours helps everyone. I meditate
Mm-hmm.
every day. That helps me. And also, the little things you can do all throughout the day to draw your nervous system back to the center are important. And
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a whole, you know, a big bag of things that will help you stay regulated or come back to regulation because it's normal. Like having stress is normal. I think that's one of
Mm-hmm.
the things that people hear, oh, stress management, I have to get rid of my stress. You won't. And that's okay. You need
Mm-hmm.
it. It's what
Mm-hmm.
propels you forward. It's what makes you go for the goal. What you don't need is to be marinating in stress 8 hours a day at work, every day,
Mm-hmm.
all day long. What we want
Mm-hmm.
is stress,
Mm-hmm.
release. And that's what I help people do to take a breath, take a pause, take a moment and decide. What do I need right now before I go see this patient, before I talk to this doctor, before I call this family member back? What do I need right now to bring me back to center?
Mm-hmm. I love that. And everyone listening, we are going to have some specific, practical, tangible things, takeaways from this conversation today. So I'm so excited about that. And I just everything you have shared, and you know, I've I've never been in that world of being a healthcare worker,
Mhm.
doctor, clinician, but I know enough, right, from having clients and I've had many clients who were physicians who really expressed to me that they're really taught to ignore their own needs in just about every way to get through school, right? And then when you're on call and through rounds, it's like it's not only can it be a very high stress culture, but it's culture, setting, circumstances, and also it's almost like they need to be trained to take a step back and ensure that they really are meeting their needs or they're going to burn out.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, we're
yeah,
told, separate yourself, put it in a box.
right.
Your patient is in distress. Well, you have to separate yourself from that. The truth is, we're a species of connection.
That's right.
If I'm in proximity to someone, I'm not able to separate myself from their emotions. What I can do is recognize, oh, this pain right now, this is not mine. I can have some empathy and go, what do I need right now so I don't take that on? Do I need
Mm-hmm,
a deep
mm-hmm,
breath? Do I need a pause? Do I need to say, hey, can you sit with my patient while I go in the bathroom and wash my hands and do a round of my favorite breath work of all time is 4-7-8. In for
mm-hmm,
4, hold for 7, out for 8. You can do that while you're washing your hands. And we're healthcare workers. We wash our hands a lot.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So the whole put it in a box, it just is going to come back to bite you. And everyone in healthcare knows that. We've
mm-hmm,
all experienced a sleepless night over a patient or like an inability to be present for our kids because of a situation at
mm-hmm,
work. It just doesn't work. What it needs is attention, processing, and then what do I need for me? And you're right.
yeah.
We're either not, we're either told you're doing this now, or we're just not taught. It's normal to feel sad about your patient, and let me show you some things you can do about it. Like, we're not taught
Mhm.
that at all.
You're right, right, right. And I mean, thank goodness it's that everything is shifting right now. I
Mhm.
just think more now than ever, right? Well, and part of it's the algorithm, right? Because I'm a coach and I'm in this world, I'm like, wow, everyone's learning about this. I know that's not exactly true, but there is so much more out there about the importance of regulating our nervous system,
Mm.
right? Attending to our emotions, taking care of our needs. And I'm so glad because, as you were talking, while I haven't been immersed in the world of healthcare, uh, you know, two of the populations that I've worked with very closely are moms, right,
Mhm.
who are putting their kids' needs above their own over and over again. And I mean, and the truth is that we do have to make sacrifices, right? Like as a new mom, you're going to sacrifice some sleep, right? So it's not to say that that's not going to happen ever, but it's the principle, the concept is the same, right? And so that's why moms can get burned out, dads can get burned out in that role. And then also just thinking about the high achieving women that I work with. And really, and this is something that I just see so often. It's like, okay, as a woman, as a business owner, I'm the leader. I'm the one holding space for everyone, and who's the person helping me or taking care of me, right? And so anyway, I love this conversation, and I know all of you listening here, because you're here and you're listening, you probably have some flavor or version of this challenge of feeling overwhelmed and feeling all of the emotions and all the responsibilities of the people, the clients, the kids, right? Anyone who you're caring for. So there's a lot to be learned for sure.
Well, the answer to your question, who's taking care of me? You, you,
You, that's right, you.
you. And it's twofold because when I take care of me, I'm more regulated, and my children learn that,
Hmm.
oh, sometimes mom has to go take a bath,
Hmm.
go out with her girlfriends, go for a walk alone without us. You set an
Hmm.
example for your children. And for me, when I need like a little extra, like right now is finals week, the
Hmm.
stress, the whole building is vibrating right now.
Hmm.
And when I go into their final on Tuesday, I will tell them, hey, I've been taking extra walks this week because I'm stressed out too. So here's what I'm doing. Like, I
Hmm.
model for them things you can do that are simple, easy, and I always try for free because, students are chronically broke. So I try for free. Like, this you can do in 5 minutes for no money for yourself, for yourself. And if you're embarrassed, for whatever reason, you can close the door to the bathroom and sit on the toilet and do it. Like,
Hmm.
close the top and just sit there because no one
Hmm.
will know. No one will
Hmm.
know. I do a lot of breath work in the post office.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
very stressful to me to be in the post office.
Isn't it though? I
But
swear,
that's,
if I have to mail something, it is the thing I will procrastinate.
yeah,
And
mm,
it's a
it's
thing.
stressful. It's a thing. But that's the answer.
So,
Like, who's taking care of me? Me first. I'm
mm,
taking care of me first. And then if you have someone in your life who's offering to take care of you, are you saying yes?
yeah, I was gonna say because I want to add to this, you're taking care of you through the lens of, I think especially I've many clients and myself included, I think we can become very hyper independent women
Hmm.
where we are really believing, and especially when I think about in the coaching world, and it's great that we want to take ownership of our feelings, right? Our thoughts, like everything. We want to be responsible and take ownership of where we're headed. And also, just like you said not too long ago, right? We as human beings, we are connected with one another. We need human connection and support. And so often the way I like to think about it is I'm responsible for making sure that I'm taken care of, right? But that doesn't mean that I have to do it solo, right? It means that we're asking for our needs for those in our circles, right? And do I have a friendship circle that is supportive? Do I have if I have a partner, right? Am I advocating for the support I need? So I think that it's kind of like especially the choice to say, I will make sure my needs are taken care of. Only we can make that choice. And then how are we opening the door to this beautiful human connection and support that we have available? Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that happens when humans are together is called co-regulation.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's a mom, you know, you have the magic touch with your crying baby and your crying 3-year-old, and even, the teenagers sometimes. Why do you have the magic touch? Because you feel safe in yourself as a mom. My ability to be a mom, I got this. So when somebody hands you your crying baby back and you immediately soothe that baby and everyone goes, well, it's not, it's you're seated in your own ability to be a mother, which means your heart rate is lower. Your respiratory rate is lower. Your
Mm-hmm.
electromagnetic field that's coming from your heart is telling the baby, oh, you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not magic, it's neuroscience and biology. And
Mm-hmm.
we can co-regulate to to our betterment or to our disservice. So if
Mm-hmm.
you think of that one friend that you come home and you're more anxious than when you went there, it's just dysregulation. You
Mm-hmm.
stepped into their dysregulated field. And I'm not saying you have to ditch your friend. What I'm saying is think about when you go, like when you visit, how do
Mm-hmm.
you want to be before you see him or her? Because
Mm-hmm.
we're always regulating each other, whether you believe in any woo-woo or not. The truth
Mm-hmm.
of the matter is we're electricity. Like our nervous system is electricity and it
Mm-hmm.
radiates off of us. And one thing that I really learned to do getting older, been in my job longer, is to make sure I step into my classroom regulated because
Mm-hmm.
students are
Mm-hmm.
stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Baseline. Students are stressed. They're feeling the pressure. There's money involved. There's grades involved. And I can either add to it or I can be sort of the sea of calm
Mm-hmm.
among the stress.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very intentional on my part. If I'm having a rough time at home personally, there's extra breath work before class. There's,
Mm-hmm.
a quick, one of my favorite practices is called peripheral vision where I
Mm.
stand in
Oh,
front of the
I am
classroom.
a huge fan of this. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I have used this many
right.
times.
You
Yeah.
stand it, and it's my classroom, but maybe you're speaking, maybe you're at a meeting and you're speaking, maybe you're at a conference and you're speaking. You allow what's in the outside of your vision, what's in the periphery, to
Mm-hmm.
take more importance than what's right in front of you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a signal to your nervous system that you are parasympathetic.
And this is, I think that for coaches, we just had a master class on this last week in my community talking about the fact that as coaches, we are going to have our own thoughts and feelings when we are working with a client, right? And when a client brings something where maybe they are experiencing a lot of dysregulation or they are sharing something that maybe strikes a chord with you as a coach, right? We have to remember that we are human as a
Mhm.
coach holding that space and how important it is that we have tools that we can use to help us to stay regulated and to be able to stay very present with our client. And this is something I think is really powerful that we can use as a coach, right? I can be here on Zoom, and if I'm listening to my client and let's say I'm noticing, right, feeling my emotions getting pretty big, well, I can focus on the periphery, right? And then it settles everything, allows me to be present. So, really good trick in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites because no one knows you're doing it. So if you're
Yeah.
feeling self-conscious, oh, I shouldn't be stressed out right now. I shouldn't be anxious right now. Put that thought to the side and let your
Yeah.
peripheral vision take it away. No one will know.
Yeah, yeah.
No one will know.
And it really works so well. I remember a time when I was experiencing uh I was in the midst of something and I was on the phone with my sister and I was really upset. You know, we all know those moments. I was so upset and I was just sobbing and she made that suggestion, right? Take a minute and it was amazing how even in a state of some of the biggest emotions that we can feel, it helped me to calm down like immediately.
And it's not you making the emotion wrong. It's not you saying,
No.
I shouldn't have this emotion. And it's not you like not being willing to process the emotion. But
Right.
for the moment, you felt on the edge of a cliff. So let's just take the sympathetic nervous system down a notch. Let's
Yes.
let the parasympathetic system come on board and help us. And then you decide later, well, how do I want to process this? Right? Do I want to journal it out? Do I want to walk it out? Do I want to meditate it out? I'll process it. But right now, I feel overwhelmed. And overwhelm feels like short of breath, increased heart rate, maybe sweating. If you're really far in, you start to get dry mouth. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of the sympathetic nervous system. You get dry mouth. And right now is not a good time for dry mouth. I'm on a podcast,
That's
right? So
right.
let's bring it back. And
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to really realize it's completely normal for your nervous system to go up and down all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
she's
Mm-hmm.
built for that. She's
Yeah.
built for that. What we're not built for, which is happening to a lot of us, is marinating in it all day with no release.
Mm-hmm.
We're not built
Mm-hmm.
for that. We're meant to have a stress, have something occur, process it, move on. So
Yeah.
processing it means I'm using the cortisol that got drained into my system. I'm using it and using it up instead of
Mm-hmm.
collecting it, collecting it, collecting it all day until I'm just too wired to even rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think we really all have to make the choice that we will give ourselves rest and reprieve from the stress throughout the day in these
Mhm.
little moments. Because if we just walk through life, right, the way our modern society is set up in life, it's going to be constant stressors, right? Constant.
Constant. And I love that you said make the choice because it is your choice.
Yeah.
It's your nervous system, it's your body. It's 100% a choice.
Yeah.
And
And,
that's a
and
thing I coach on a lot. Like, I don't have a choice. Are you sure?
yeah, we do have a choice. And what I will say all day long is that by making the choice to ensure that you're okay, that your needs are met, that you are attending to your emotions and giving yourself the gift of the pause and the parasympathetic nervous system, right? Let's turn that up. By giving yourself that gift, I guarantee that you are going to be more effective, that you are going to be able to do exactly what you're wanting to do even better, right? Because the reason we say, well, I don't have a choice, it's like, well, I don't have a choice. My schedule's too packed. I don't have a choice. People always need something, right? These are the reasons. It's like, no, no. And when you make the choice, I guarantee you're thinking more clearly, which means your schedule is better managed. I guarantee you're calmer and more connected, which means the way you're showing up for people is better, right?
Well, and that's just
Yeah.
neuroscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm calm, I have better access to, I call it all the stuff,
Uh-huh.
all the things that we've learned, right? You've done a ton
Yeah.
of training.
Yeah.
I've followed you since life coach school. You've done a
Yeah.
ton of training. It's all filed away in your hippocampus, which is deep in your temporal lobe. Every time you get dysregulated, you get cut off from a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you regulate, you're back in the soup of everything you've learned, and that's when you say, "Oh, huh,
Mm-hmm.
I could move this to tomorrow. That's not a big deal."
Mm-hmm.
But you would never make that choice from a place of dysregulation because it will
Mm-hmm.
feel unsafe to move that appointment or cancel
Mm-hmm.
that, whatever. It'll feel unsafe.
it will feel unsafe and we don't even think about it,
Mhm.
right? It's like
Mhm.
the idea isn't even there. It truly does feel like we don't have a choice, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I love all of this. I hope all of you listening are thinking about how are you doing in terms of regulating? How are you doing in terms of giving yourself what you need? How are you doing in terms of giving yourself these moments all throughout the day of reconnecting? Um, and potentially, how could you do just a bit more of it? Because I know for sure that it is the key to feeling better. And the word that's coming to me is feeling as though your life is a bit more spacious,
Mm.
right? Like a little more spacious, a little breathing room, the ability to make choices that support a little more space and ease and connection in your life, really. So, okay, what something I would love to talk a little bit more about is we know this the idea of manifesting in our life, right, has been seen very much as a woo-woo term, and it's like if you think it, you create it, and we often think of it as a spiritual and mystical thing. Personally, I believe there's a spiritual element to all of it. And also, everything that I would see and describe as spiritual, what's so fun about it is there's a scientific piece behind all of it. And so I love it and I want to talk about it with you.
Yeah, manifestation is priming of your nervous system. It's a
Mm-hmm.
combination of attention, intention, and then aligned action. And
Mm-hmm.
for you to get through the whole cycle, you prime your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your intention? What's your goal? Um,
Mm-hmm.
the example I like to use because she lays it out beautifully in her book is Mel Robbins. She talks about in her book, Let Them, how she wanted to be a speaker, motivational speaker, which was
Mm-hmm.
nowhere near what she had been doing, which I really don't know what she was doing, but
I know. I'm like,
I'm not
that's
sure.
interesting. Uh-huh.
So that's your intention. Okay, crystal clear. I want to be a motivational speaker. So now you're starting to attend to the possible opportunities for you to be able to speak. And she
Mm-hmm.
came across a flyer at her local library that she, for some reason, had never known before that she could
Mm-hmm.
speak to this group of women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The flyer had probably always been at her local library,
Mm-hmm.
but she never had any reason to look at it. Now she's attending to this flyer and she has her goal, and maybe she did a little meditation or a little hypnosis to get over the fear of saying, "Hey, Mr. Librarian, can I come speak on Wednesday to this group?" Right? You got to get over
Mm-hmm.
the fear and take the
Mm-hmm.
action.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you are clear on your goal, the more you can get your subconscious on board with it's not so scary to speak. It's not so scary to ask for what I need. It's not so scary to, fill in the blank because
Mm-hmm.
our intentions, that's all conscious. That's your prefrontal cortex.
Mm-hmm.
What's holding you back often is your unconscious. Your
Mm-hmm.
primitive brain
Mm-hmm.
is afraid. Well, get in there with your emotion of, I want to speak and it's going to feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And get
Mm-hmm.
into your unconscious. How do I do that? The two best ways, according to the literature, are meditation and hypnosis. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the bridges between what I'm thinking consciously and what's underneath in the unconscious. And there's a ton of literature on both. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more
Mm-hmm.
familiar with the literature on meditation myself, and meditation changes your brainwave.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
basically more calm when you're
Mm-hmm.
meditating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of tapping. I could say so much about it. I know my listeners know that, and we teach it in master coach training as well. And really, it's the anyway, we could say more about that. But a question that came up for me while you were talking, or a thought that I had is, we talk about manifestation as if, okay, we're all here. We want to manifest something. How do we do it? Really, wouldn't you say that we're all manifesting whether we're intending to or not? We're just
Yes.
maybe not aware of what we're directing, right? Like I
Oh,
can get up
100%.
and I can
100%.
go, I can not be thinking at all about, ooh, what do I want to do or what do I want to become? I can get up and I can go through my day taking care of the kids and business and bills and the house and stuff. And I am actually manifesting. I'm just not taking the lead in what I'm manifesting, right?
Right. You're
Yeah,
manifesting out of habit. You're
yeah,
manifesting out of convention. You're a woman, get married, have 2.5 children and a dog and a white picket fence. Like
right.
that got ingrained in you when you were 7 years old. You are
Yeah.
not even aware of it until maybe you decided, I don't really want any children. And that felt bad. And you went, why does that feel bad? And some people just sit in the, it feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
My client, they bought their house before they got married.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Mm-hmm.
months of coaching to unravel society. Like, why do you?
Mm-hmm.
And when they finally moved in to show me around on the Zoom, I
Mm-hmm.
said,
Mm-hmm.
aren't you glad you're not planning your wedding too right now?
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, it was a huge light bulb.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, yeah, we're manifesting based on habit and what's been ingrained in us, what we're supposed to
What
do.
we think
And
should happen and how it
right.
should go. Yeah,
But a lot
yeah.
of that is unconscious because that came
Yeah.
from how you grew up, that came from your family. I grew up in alcoholism, so there's a huge genetic pull for me to be constantly vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
you are in the house
Mm-hmm.
of an alcoholic. You are
Mm-hmm.
vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure no one upsets daddy. You're
Mm-hmm.
vigilant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden you have an ulcer or, I don't know, stress acne or something, and you're thinking, huh, why do I have that? Well, because you're sitting in this unconscious pattern that you can decide that you don't want it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. We
It's
have to
work.
know it's there first though,
Yes.
right? That's the whole
Yes.
thing, which is
Yes.
why I'm just like, oh, I'm so crazy passionate about this work. You know, this last week I was hosting my clients at a retreat. And I say retreat, let's be honest, we're like diving into all the emotions. It's like it's a lot of deep work, but it's so powerful. And we were talking about at one point, here we all were, and you know, I'm gathered together with women who have experienced things in their life that, you know, for many people, it's like unthinkable that they would go through this.
Mhm.
And things they never would have wished upon their worst enemy. And those challenges and struggles and having to, you know, work through it and heal. And it's like we were talking about what an amazing gift that here we all are having come through the unthinkable, the unimaginable, and able to genuinely thrive and be changed for the better because of it. And we were talking about how so many people don't know it's possible,
Mm.
right? They don't know. And there was a time that I didn't know, right? And then we go through these things and what a gift to see that we have so much more power and opportunity within our challenges and our struggles. So this was a bit of a tangent, but circling back, the truth is that we really can change our experience of our daily life. And if we think about it, right? So all of you listening here, if on a day when you're not thinking about your future, what's next or your goal, but it's just like a mundane day, or maybe you feel that's kind of the way you've lived your life. If you are actually already manifesting what is happening, right? Because you expect something to happen and it does, right? You're living your life based off of what you expect, what's the norm, and therefore your brain, your body, everything is engaging and creating it. It's pretty interesting to think about that the same is true if we're just a little more intentional, right? A little more focused on the bigger picture or what we would like or what we would hope. It's like they're both manifesting. Either way, we are actually creating our reality, but in one scenario, we actually know we're creating our reality. and we get to take the reins a little bit more, right?
Yeah, what would it be like if you decided, my intention today is to, and it doesn't have to be, be the president of the world. It could just be my intention today is to respond and not react when I'm engaged with these four people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
These four people who always create stress in my life. Today, my intention is to
Mm-hmm.
respond and not react to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See what happens. See what
Yeah,
happens. You never
yeah.
know.
Yeah, right. And I just want to say, because I know for many years, the idea of responding and not reacting, the way I would interpret that is like close up my feelings, right? White knuckle it through. And that is not the same, right? We
Right.
all know, right? We're going to blow at some point, but rather, how can we allow the feelings to be here, right? Use some of these practices and intentionally think about responding without shutting ourselves down, right? Because there's a
Well, you're just deciding to not let the strong emotion hijack your choices.
exactly, exactly. Beautifully said. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know as we're going to wrap up in the next few minutes here, but for my listeners here, and maybe they're here and they're getting excited again, reinvigorated again about the idea that manifestation is real. It is something that is happening, whether we're taking ownership of it or not. And maybe some of my listeners are thinking, you know what? Like, maybe I want to step into really proclaiming this goal that I have, like uh what's the word? I'm like tripping over my words here. Really taking ownership of it, right?
Mhm.
Claiming it, saying it out loud, or an identity shift. What would you say to them?
I would say get crystal clear on what it is. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal clear. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, maybe I'll go back to school and get my PhD in psychology, or maybe I'll take some courses where I work in social work. No, it was crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a series of tiny, tiny actions.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Robbins talks about in her book how long it took her to go from free talk in the library to five or six women, some of whom she knew from town, to,
Mm-hmm.
in front of thousands of people. It
Mm-hmm.
takes time. It takes time because you're priming your nervous system to get used to the new identity, whatever the choice is. And
Mm-hmm.
then I heard the most wonderful speech the other day was Roger Federer was talking to a graduation class, and
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about how much you fail. And the greats just know how to say the failure's behind me. Now I'm moving
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
normal. It's normal to
Mm-hmm.
fail. It's normal to feel bad about that failure. And then you process feeling bad, you release it, and you go, okay, how do I want to feel when I try again?
Mm-hmm.
And you keep
Mm-hmm.
going.
Mm-hmm.
All the breath work that I teach starts with what Patrick McEwen calls low, slow, and deep, which is not the biggest breath you can ever take. It's a
Mm-hmm.
deep breath, slow in your belly. So we're going to do it so it's on the recording, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
sit up nice and tall.
Mm-hmm.
If your feet can touch, that's great. If not, it's not a requirement. One
Mm-hmm.
hand on your belly, other hand is just relaxed. You
Mm-hmm.
keep your mouth closed. You breathe in through your nose and your belly comes out towards me. Inhale and then exhale. That is low, slow, and deep. Nice belly breath and release.
Mm-hmm.
And any breath work you go on from there starts right here. Four,
Mm-hmm.
seven, eight, box breathing, three-part breath from yoga, all the breaths that you've ever learned. You start
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in fear, I want to be a life coach, but I got to get on the screen and I got to coach one of my friends in front of my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I was doing in the 5, 10 minutes before class started? 4, 7, 8. I was doing 4, 7, 8, and I was telling my nervous system, We can do this. We're
Mm-hmm.
safe. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not happy about it, okay? I'm
Mm-hmm.
still scared. I'm still I'm not happy. There's no rainbows
Mm-hmm.
and daisies,
Mm-hmm.
but I can be calm. And I'm happy about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Years
Mm-hmm.
later, after
Mm-hmm.
practice, I'm happy coaching. But I wasn't at first. I was scared to death. Little
Mm-hmm.
breath. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like breath work, there's other ways. There's other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Many other strategies
Yeah.
that you could learn.
Yeah. What I mean, walking is so good, right?
Hmm.
Just I especially I'm a person, movement is so good for me. And sometimes I can get caught up in the breathing and needing it to be a certain way, right? Where it's like, okay, it's got to be really good and it's got to be this. And like my guidance to all of you as you're listening, just let it be easy. Let it be easy. There are a whole bunch of ways that you can process your feelings, that you can regulate, that you can bring bring your temperature down and let it be easy. Try a few things and see what works for you. But do it, right? Do it.
Try, yeah,
Yeah.
try. And not
Yeah.
every tool works for everybody.
Yeah.
Not every tool in your bag is going to work for every situation. Don't make that mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot better at accepting this is what works for me, this is what I like, and I do it full force what works for me. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and nothing works for me if I'm eating like crap.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I know that could be a whole other
Yeah,
podcast episode, right? I'm
yeah.
I'm the such a fan of Dr. Mark Hyman. I swear,
Mhm.
I asked I think I asked my colleague. I was like, "Oh, are you familiar with Dr. Hyman?" She's like, "Yes, and I know you like him because you always share his things on Instagram." Yes, I do. So,
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's
yeah,
good
if
stuff.
anyone's listening and you have an in for me so I can get Dr. Mark Hyman on the podcast, reach out to me. So I'm so excited about all the work happening now. We're understanding more about what our bodies need, what our brain needs, what our nervous system needs, just how everything fits together. And it's really exciting to be a part of it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here. As we wrap up, is there anything that you want to share with my audience? Let them know where they can find you. And of course,
Oh,
we'll have all
sure.
of this
Yeah.
in our show notes also.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
find me at my website, Kathleen Kelley Coaching. And then all my socials are Kathleen Kelley Coaching. So Instagram. I'm on Facebook, but you probably won't find me. Like it's there, but I don't use it. I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Yeah.
then we were talking about processing your feelings. I have a free YouTube video on how to process a feeling. So you could
Awesome.
search me on YouTube and it's just there, it's free. And it
Awesome.
because the first time a coach told me that, well, how are you processing your feeling? I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Can you give us the link to that YouTube video and we can put it in the show notes?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. I so appreciate it. Those of you listening, as we're wrapping this up, I really want to encourage you to just take one or two things you heard today and just give them a try. Just one or two things. It's when we're making just every single day, making a small choice to improve or implement a meaningful change, it adds up. So it's worth the time. Do it. All right. Thanks, everyone. And I'll talk with you next week. Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you, Molly.
Thanks for being here and for investing this time in you. Keep showing up. Keep meeting yourself with compassion. That's truly what Life Mastery is all about. If you loved this episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And I would be honored if you would take the time to leave me a review. This ensures that this important work will get in the hands of more people. And if you're ready to take this work deeper, join me at mollyclaire.com where you can find all of the ways we can work together. I'll talk with you next week.